This your home girl. Uh, Yo, you guys. I was looking at these videos, right? Earlier, I was strolling on the YouTube streets and I seen these videos. Child, you wouldn't believe. Check this out. Hold on, you guys. He slapped the shit out. What? Yeah. Yeah, child. That ain't the only one. That ain't the only video. I gotta come to this one. I gotta cut this one. But he slapped the shit out of this lady, yo. Them bitches know they decide. Kiss my cheeks, that's you. I ain't know if y'all see the videos on your YouTube. That kids was slapping the shit out of them ladies. Yo, that shit was too fucking funny. That was too fucking funny. What lie? This shit made my stomach hurt now. I was trying to be this video. This video ain't gonna be really long. I just wanted to come up here and laugh. That's it, because we got too many depressing things going on in the world and on the YouTubes. And I just wanted to come up here and laugh real quick. Yo, I just can't get over them cats slapping the shit out of them. Oh my goodness. That was more fun. That was a whole lot more funnier than some of these people on the YouTube. I'd rather laugh at those animals than the people. I tell you. Oh Lord. Kiss my cheeks, what you doing tonight? Besides causing problems on the YouTube. Kiss my cheeks. Kiss my cheeks, you at home chilling? You at home chilling, kiss my cheeks? Yeah, kiss my cheeks. What'd you think about that, man? For real, for real. Kiss my cheek, where you at? Why you ain't saying nothing, kiss my cheek? Yeah, that shit is too funny. I gotta play it. I gotta do it again for you. I gotta show you again, kiss my cheeks. Yeah, that shit was too fucking funny. That shit was too fucking funny. This cat slapped the shit out of the bitch. Yes, this cat did. And doing the domestic violence. We gonna have to play it real quick. Yo, that shit is too fucking funny. It's too fucking funny. Look at him. He slapped the shit out of that bitch. Now, maybe I shouldn't be calling the woman a bitch. Damn. I enjoy seeing these videos. That's what them ladies get for treating them cats like them cats is human beings. Those things are still animals. Okay, that one was a little more nicer. to the lady. He wasn't as abusive. All right, you see what he did. But these ladies are very nosy in these videos. They're very nosy. Do they deserve to get slapped? Some of them do. Some of them do, man. Shit. I especially enjoyed this one. Hold on. Yeah, man. He got her good, too. Pow! Mike Tyson all over again. What you think about that? Kiss my cheeks. Yo, there's this lady on the YouTubes, right? I was looking at her video just now. She's live right now, right? She talking about her sons having big... The lady is just so vulgar. The lady is just so vulgar. She said people be taking pictures of her sons and putting it all over social media and be trying to bully her sons. And guess what they trying to bully her sons about? Having big private parts. I just can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up on the YouTubes. I can't make this shit up. But this is it for me tonight. I think I'm gonna lay down for the rest of the night because I gotta get up mad early in the morning, y'all. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to do that little laugh. Because you see the name of the title is Let's Laugh. Let's laugh. You know, if I was to say it in Spanish, I'd be like, riendo. Riendo means I'm laughing. So riendo. So riendo means I'm smiling. So smiling and laughing. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yeah, I just want to come up here real quick and do that video. Yeah, man. I was going to do a Swahili video, but I was like, this might be more fun. You know. Because I don't know if everybody want to learn how to curse people out in Swahili or not. Or how to insult people in Swahili. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yo, we got so many... And the way you would say the words... I mean... The same way it's written is the same way you would say the words. But I just had to share that about those fucking cats. Because they know they a fucking trip. So shout out to the chat. This is your home girl. Yeah, man. These YouTube streets is on fire right now. These YouTube streets is on fire. All these children just arguing with each other, picking with each other, trolling each other, flagging each other's videos down, doxing each other. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But like I said before, a lot of these problems we got right now that's going on, in my opinion, didn't start getting worse until after Kwame Brown came to these YouTube streets. Until after because somebody was talking about him today, and they were saying that he had like a different company that was actually working with him to do his videos, to do his channels that he had on YouTube's. But I don't know how true it is, but I do know he did have a team of people that was helping, because Kwame Brown is very lazy. He's very lazy. I don't even know why he came to the YouTubes. But It is what it is. Yeah, man. Cause my chicks, what you doing tonight? You just chilling? You just chilling tonight? Kiss my chicks. Kiss my cheeks. Did you see any other videos on the YouTubes today? I think I've been in a few people's chats. I don't even know who's live right now. Oh, you know what? I think Mrs. 504 is live. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, shout out to the YouTube streets. Miss 504 is live. Sis was live earlier talking about some bullshit. I don't know what these children be talking about. First, he was talking about FBA and the tellers, but what he don't tell people is he's a tether. He may live in Brooklyn, New York, but that nigga is not from no goddamn Brooklyn, New York. His parents are not New Yorkers. His grandparents ain't New Yorkers. His people are not New Yorkers. For real, for real. I was born there. I was raised there. My father was born there. He was raised there. My grandmother was born there. She was raised there. Her mother, and so forth and so forth. Shout out to the chat. The only thing is, my great grandfather came from the Cape Verdean Islands, and a lot of people don't know where the Cape Verdean Islands are. CAPEVERDE Islands. The island of Fogo. That's where my great grandfather came from. And he came to this country way before 1928. That's right. He came to this country in 1928, before 1928, because my grandmother was born in 1928. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And when she passed away, which was last year, she was, 94? Close to 95 years old. So she was a few years short from turning 100. So when my great grandfather came here to this country, that was a long time ago. A long, long time ago. He came before the Depression of the 1930s had hit the country. He came before World War II, and he came here, he stayed here, and, it is what it is. But yeah, people like, and I don't mean no harm, I don't have nothing against Sis, but Sis is not a New Yorker. He's not American. He's what is considered a tether. He might agree with the FBA about certain stuff, but it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. Whether you're tether or FBA, everybody should try to get along with each other. That we really should. But even when I was living in New York, I found that some people that's not from the country always try to cause some kind of strife and some kind of problems and some kind of division. Shout out to the chat. And that's my opinion. It's always been my opinion about people that are not from America. Some are kind of cool. Some are cool people. And then you got some assholes in the bunch. You know what I mean? I guess that's everywhere. That's everywhere. Shout out to the chat. But yeah, instead of having a serious conversation tonight, I just wanted to come up and laugh and point at some videos that I've seen on the YouTubes. Because I might just watch The Wire tonight. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of watching other people's videos, because it's not going to be very interesting, I'm going to watch The Wire. That's what I'm going to watch. That's what I'm gonna watch tonight. And I'm not gonna watch any other part of The Wire, but what is going on with Chris Parlow and Snoop, Felicia Snoop Pearson. Those were the two soldiers that was with the Marlo Stanfield organization. They was the ones they were selling the drugs, and they were doing the enforcement for the Marlo Stanford organization. Shout out to the chat. I don't know if everybody has ever heard of The Wire, because The Wire was on the TVs. Let's see. I want to say a good 20 years ago. Yeah, shout out to the chat, because that was around the time I had moved back to New York, because I'm like a yo-yo. I'll move from New York and move to the South. I'll move from the South and move back to New York. I'll move from New York and go back to the South. I'm a yo-yo. Yo. Don't try to play me out. Yeah, man. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. According to this thing, we got 3 people in the building. We got 2 likes. It doesn't matter to me about the likes right now. Yeah, man. I'm a little tired and a little sleepy. Matter of fact, I'm laying in bed right now, talking to you. Talking to you guys. I was up earlier. I fixed me something to eat. You know how you eat early and then you lay down, you take a nap, and by the time you get up, already after 9 o'clock? So you get hungry again, so you go back into the kitchen again, and you warm up something for yourself, or you eat some fruits or something like that. Yeah, shout out to the chat. I was hungry earlier, so I had to warm me something up. And what did I have? What did I fix earlier? I fixed some white rice and some canned corn, man. And I didn't have the little canned corns. No, I got one of them big old canned corn things. You open it. A regular can opener can't open. Well, it can, but you be working with it. You have to work with it to get the can open. Chad, I was so glad when I got that can open, and I was able to pour some of the corn into the pan and put some salt in it and a little vinegar and put it right in the oven and let it warm up, and then cook my rice on top of the stove. When everything was done, I put everything in the bowl. I ate. I drank me some Kool-Aid. I smoked me a cigar. I laid down. I was watching the YouTubes, and then the next thing you know, I was watching my eyelids, because I do get sleepy. I do get sleepy a whole lot after I eat. But anyway, I woke up around 9 o'clock, 9:30. And I said, let me look at the YouTubes, but nobody's really, talking too bad tonight. You know what I mean? And I know some people went live earlier today. I enjoyed some of those videos, but after a while, I just got tired and I said, fuck it, I'm going to eat me something and I'm going to go to sleep. So I hate when I wake up, right? And then the first thing you see on the phone is the emails. You see the emails. It just seemed like I just got finished paying that goddamn electric bill, and they have already come out with the next one. I said, Lord, the last one was $335. Now this bill is what? $297. And I didn't even get the paper bill yet. So I gotta look at the thing and see when the shit is due. It's probably due, what's today's date? If today is the 13th or the 14th and this bill is due in the next, 2 weeks, shout out to the chat. I tell you pay one bill, it seemed like you paid it all. You say, okay, you're good to go. Then you gotta pay the rent. You say, okay, you're good to go. Then you gotta pay the groceries. You say, okay, you're good to go. Then you gotta pay for your transportation. And you say, okay, good to go. And then all of a sudden you turn back around, you look in your mailbox, and there go another bill. God damn. I think that's the only thing constant is bills and death. I can't even say old age is something that is promised to you because it's not promised. Is the only thing is promised is bills and death. That's it. That's it. You live the first day and then your second day, and then next thing you know, before you know it, you might be 15 one year. Then the next thing you look up, you're 27 years old. The next thing you look up, you're 33 years old. And the next thing you look up, you're in your 50s and you're close to getting the fuck on off the planet Earth. Because everything is a cycle anyway. And shout out to the chat. We got 3 people in the building. We got 2 likes. We got 3 people in the building. We got 2 likes. Kiss My Cheeks is in the building. Kiss My Cheeks, you in the building. Kiss My Cheeks is something else. You know, Kiss My Cheeks, you know who you remind me of? I ain't gonna say her name. But let me tell you something, child. You remind me of somebody that's on the YouTubes. And they started out just like you, Kiss My Cheeks. And you know what ended up happening? This person is well respected in this sector. This person is a managing moderator for some of these YouTube creators. Yes. Start out just like Kiss My Cheeks. And I'm not going to tell you who it is. You remind me of that one person in this whole sector. Yes, Lord, you do. Cause I love it when you be hitting the panels. Kiss My Cheeks. Kiss My Cheeks be tripping me out with that voice of yours. I be like, is that Kiss My Cheeks? And you be like, yeah, it's me. Kiss My Cheeks, you trip me out. I ain't following up you, Kiss My Cheeks. But I thank you for coming in. And I thank you for visiting with me this evening. This is not going to be a long video. I just want to come up real quick and laugh and show y'all them stupid ass videos about those cats slapping the shit out of those bitches. Well, I guess that's it for me, you guys. I'm out of here. Thank y'all for coming over. It's like a little after 10 o'clock. I'm getting kind of sleepy again, and I know I got to get up in a few more hours. Yes. So I want to thank everyone for coming in. I want to thank Kiss My Cheeks for coming in and spending some time with me, even though I didn't see her laughing in the chat. But chat, you just keep coming, Kiss My Cheeks. We're going to have some good old fun. Gosh darn, we're going to have so much fun over here. Lately, my videos have been very serious, though, very serious. So, but even though the videos were serious, I still find time to laugh and have a good time. Yeah, yeah. I like my channel the most. I like my channel the best, even though I am subscribed to YouTube creators on the YouTubes. Yeah, now I started saying YouTube like that because I heard, who I heard say it like that? Oprah Winfrey. When she first started her YouTube channel, that's what she said. She said, she said, this is Oprah Winfrey, and I just wanted to tell you guys, OWN is now on the YouTubes. I say, yeah, YouTubes. How you doing? Yeah, shout out to the chat. Anybody heard about what happened to Wendy Williams? Anybody hear what happened to Wendy Williams? Yo, they found out that homegirl do not have dementia. Yo, check that out. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. They found out that Wendy Williams do not have dementia. And that lady that they had over Wendy Williams' money, it's been proven that that lady been stealing money from Wendy Williams. I wonder how people gonna fix their face, and have the nerve to say someone is unfit to handle their own money situation. I really want to know that what makes people fix their face to get up there and say this person cannot handle their own money. Wendy Williams had millions. Let's say that again for the people in the back. Wendy Williams had millions. And these motherfuckers came by one day, saw her spending a certain amount of money on her son, because remember, Wendy Williams only has one child, one son. So of course, let me tell you something. If you got mad money, right, and you only got one kid, right, you gonna take care of that one kid. Like when their birthday come up, when the holidays come up, if they're in school or not, you're gonna want to look after your kid. And that was the only child that Wendy Williams had. They tried to say her son was spending her money like it was going out of style. And I do believe what the son said about the mother. I do believe what he said. He said because of the situation that had existed in their home, because Wendy Williams was doing her thing with her drugs and her alcohol and X, Y, and Z, that she was more generous to him. You know what I mean? She was very generous towards her son. She was like, "Here, son, here, you had this amount of money, we'll share a joint account, X, Y, and Z. And then here comes the enemy saying, we're going to stop you. We're going to stop you from you enjoying your money, and we're going to stop you from looking looking out for your son." And you don't hear nothing about these happening to the other people of persuasion, of racial persuasion. You don't hear nothing about they are unfit. The only one you heard about was Britney Spears. The only one we heard about was Britney Spears being put on a conservative bullshit, but even she was able to recover and get off of that shit. And come to find out, the people were stealing millions from Britney Spears. Let's say that again for the people in the back. They were stealing millions of money from Britney Spears, just like they stole millions of money from Wendy Williams. Shout out to Wendy Williams, the queen of talk radio. I remember when Wendy Williams was on the radio. She was on the radio. Whoa. Wendy Williams. Shout out to her. But, I'm not going to spend all night talking about Wendy Williams. I wish her well. I hope she gets all her money back. I hope her family does well. I hope that this didn't interfere with her relationship with her son. And and there's another thing. I'm kind of a conspiracy theories, you guys. I'm a conspiracy theories. I believe in conspiracies. This is between me and y'all. I believe, I gotta say it quiet. I believe when they created that wax figure of Wendy Williams, that was the beginning of the end. That's my belief. Don't scream that. Don't tell nobody. But that's what I believe. What happened to Wendy Williams when they created that wax figurine of her and put it in the museum. That is when I believe certain things started going into place around that time. If you really look at the evidence, now are we looking at the evidence, children? We're going to do a video about it in a few more days, children. Or I might do a video concerning what I just said in a few more hours. I don't know if y'all going to be awake, but I'm going to do the video. And we're going to talk about the Wendy Williams experience. We're going to talk about that wax figurine that they got in the museum. And let me tell you something else, children. When they created that wax figurine of Wendy Williams, do you realize that they used some of her jewelry to adorn that wax figure? Now, she gave certain things to that wax museum to have that wax figurine, and that ain't the only figurine they got of her. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. But that's what I believe. I believe they try to clone Wendy Williams. It was unsuccessful. That's what I think. The higher you get up in the industry, the more trouble you have. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that wax figurine. And we're going to talk about these wax museums. Nobody covers these stories I'm getting ready to cover. And I shouldn't be, I just heard a suspicious noise. And I shouldn't be talking about it because I know people are listening. People be watching too. See, when people like me start talking too much, we get in trouble. We get in trouble. Shout out to the chat. But anyway, that's my opinion. Hey, Mrs. V. Mrs. V, I didn't see you coming. Her extra, what? Oh, her husband was a demon. Yeah. Memory. Yeah. 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 See, Miss V, you right on it. Miss V, listen to me. I don't know, cute Kiss My Cheeks is still in the building. Shout out to Kiss My Cheeks. Matter of fact, let me look in my chat and see who's in this chat. Hold on, Mrs. V. Yeah, this is what I believe. And this is my personal belief. A couple of years ago, they created a wax figurine of Wendy Williams. In their doing so, in their creative process of this wax figurine, Wendy Williams gave them a few items like clothing, jewelry for the wax figurine. Now, I don't know what people believe, but I do believe in spiritual cooking. I do believe in human sleeves. I do believe in the cloning thing that's going on. Shout out to chat. Now, if you realize cloning and spiritual cooking and human sleeves aren't topics of discussion in this sector, but I'm going to start covering it because no one else will cover it. They rather talk about people, flag people, dorks people. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I believe in conspiracies, child. Mm-hmm. They are watching. It's creepy. I like what you say. Monitoring spirits. You're right. You're right. But I noticed, I don't want y'all to listen. I noticed as soon as they completed that wax figurine of Wendy Williams, that's when all of a sudden, all these problems started. All of a sudden, this woman had all kinds of health issues. She was having fainting spills. All of a sudden, she couldn't dictate how she spent her own money. Shout out to Chet. They try to set Wendy Williams up. I believe that. And this woman, she don't come for money. But, I might have said something I shouldn't have said. But I'm going to tell what she told. I'm not telling something that she ain't tell. She had a grandfather that worked his way up to having money. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. Because Wendy Williams is from New Jersey. She's from New Jersey. But we'll go deeper into it a little bit later. Cause instead of looking at The Wire, I might look at that documentary they had did about Wendy Williams. Cause it's on Lifetime. I don't know why I just started thinking about her. Some say, baby, just start thinking about Wendy Williams. Baby, remember that wax figurine? Yes. It's conspiracy. Uh-oh. We're in our conspiracy. Yeah, cause I'm into like Mrs. V. If you ever notice when I do my videos, like if I'm not doing anything on current events or anything about history, or I'm not if I'm not going off on someone, I be like into the conspiracy theories. If you ever like sit around a lot of people from New York, you will hear a lot of people talk about conspiracy theories. There's a YouTube creator on the YouTube streets. His name is Hassan Campbell. He's another one that believe in conspiracy theories. Yeah. I don't know if you know who he is. Hassan Campbell, that's his name. He's a YouTuber. He's from the Bronx, New York. He grew up in the projects over there. And he was the young dude that accused African Bambaataa of having a sexual relationship with him when he was much younger. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, he's also a conspiracy theorist. And if you really talk to people, especially a lot of the YouTube creators that's on the YouTubes, especially those that are from New York, we are all tied into conspiracies and conspiracy theories. Because a few years ago, Mrs. V, I had ran into a young lady that participated in the human sleeve. One day she was sitting in a wheelchair, and then maybe a few days later, it was the same person, different body. That's how I know about the human sleeves. Because I was homeless at the time when this happened, and there was this woman. She was older. She had someone pushing her in a wheelchair. She had spoke to me. I remember she gave me money that day. She went into the hotel right there on a meeting street. It's called Embassy Suites. A few days later, and you know how I knew it was her? Because she called me by my name. And when that woman called me by my name, she was tall, she was young, she gave me money that day. She said, we ran into each other the other day. She was the old lady in the wheelchair. She's the human sleeve. I don't know where she at now. I haven't seen her. But right after that, Mrs. V, not too long after that, I had stopped being homeless. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. V, that's what happened. When I was homeless, Mrs. V, I was over there by Marion Park. It's a park called Marion Square. Marion Square is over there on Meeting Street, right down in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. And in that area, we was doing a lot of panhandling. And this one particular day, an older lady, she was in a wheelchair. Someone was pushing the wheelchair. She spoke to me. There was an exchange of money. The woman disappeared. It went into that hotel right there, the Embassy Suites. 2 days later, it was a tall, young-looking woman walking down the street. She called me by my name. There was another exchange of money. She said, "You don't remember me? I just came through." I was like, "Oh shit, human sleep." And that's what people are doing. When they're dissatisfied with their body, they join a program where they keep the essence of the person, the spirit, their thoughts, but they're incorporated into a new body. If you get a chance, look up that movie, Get Out. Get Out. That will give you some idea. And there's another thing that will give you some idea too. But yeah, I'm all into conspiracy theories. So after Wendy Williams' wax figurine was completed, all of a sudden, Wendy Williams was going through X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to look at her documentary. So I don't know what I'm going to do this video. But I'm going to look at that documentary again. It's on Lifetime. And remember, Wendy Williams wrote a lot of books before her so-called downfall. I remember a few years ago, Wendy Williams had passed out when she was doing the Halloween program on her show. So yes, it's certain things that's adding up as to what's really going on. Yeah. So shout out to the chat, shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah. Oh God, you guys. I only got a few hours. I gotta get up. My back is killing me. And you know what? I haven't had this back pain in a few months. And then all of a sudden, last week, the back pain came back. I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but the back pain came back. So now, when I walk downtown, it's going to take me longer to get there because I know I'm going to stop and take me a few breaks to even get downtown. You know what I mean? Word. Shout out to the chat. Yes, I'm going to close out this video. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Kiss my cheeks and Mrs. V and whoever else is in the bushes. Shout out to y'all. This is your homegirl. And I'm closing out this video. So, in the words of Wendy Williams, how you doing? All right, we out of here. Peace, y'all. One.